So, YouTube flagged two of my videos for being inappropriate. They got age restricted. Forced age restriction. Uh, let's talk about it. So look, it got me thinking. It was pretty funny. Okay, I probably should have put these as age restricted right off the bat, but I remember a while ago I got this question when it came up in the Sentai Review that I used to do music, and people were like, "What? What music did you do?" Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about my music history because two of my videos got flagged, and this kind of got me thinking a little bit. Here's the thing. I've been in a couple of bands. My interest was originally with drums, and I started with a small group, just me and two other guys, one guy on a bass, one guy on a guitar, and I was on the drums, and we didn't really have a singer. We just kind of did music. We called ourselves Electric Effect, and it's just where I learned to play drums. Like, I would play drums, I would go down to the basement, we would hang out, and like sometimes people would come over and we just play, and I got a couple of jam sessions with some older musicians that were around the area. One guy that ended up teaching me on the drums taught me even more stuff. His name was Dan. And then from there, I went on to start my first real band project. We took some jam sessions, and one night we got a jam session with this dude that did some killer drums. His name was Andy. And that led us into a whole new thing, because as soon as he did the drums, that's where we started. It was just like a one-night decision. Like, he played the drums, we hung out, we talked, and I showed him one or two things that I knew. His skill was above mine, but I knew some tricks that he didn't know. That's really where it was. We decided to start a band, because that would put us up to 4 members. And of course, now I was no longer on the drums because I felt that he was better than I was. So I had to figure out what I was going to do. I moved to front vocals, and I never got a chance to do those vocals. See, this band project that I started was called A Distorted Reality, and I was asked to upload these videos. So I uploaded all of them, every single one of them that we had done. Now, these were rough videos, and 2 of them, one was called Fuck Everything, and one was called Say Fuck. We were young. We were a thrash metal band. That's the only way that I can describe it. We played some cornyard stuff where we would go into like cornfields and we would hook up the electric equipment off like a generator, barn house type of thing. We'd play music. We had another thing where we just play out of the garage. Then people would come over and hear us. And then we had like one real kind of audition thing that we did where we played in like a bar like 2 songs because there was a girl that wanted to hear us play, and then depending on that, I guess she claimed it was at the same time that I was starting to get involved with a girl that would then take me into that whole world working with strippers and yada yada, and I've talked about that before. Well, evidently she knew somebody, and that person was going to come over and hear us, and yada yada. Anyways, as things went on, we did start recording. And I remember there was this one part, we recorded song after song, and we recorded them off, like, outside performances, garage performances, like I said, cornfield performances, things of that nature. Just, we'd go and there'd be like 6 bands or whatever, and they'd all be playing, and we'd maybe get 2 songs in or some shit like that. So anyways, as things went on, we recorded this music, and it was all recorded off like a shitty karaoke machine, and then when it wasn't recorded off of a shitty karaoke machine, it was recorded off of a LAN mic, which had no business being the actual microphone that we were using, but a LAN microphone that was then hooked up to a computer that was then like strung up to the ceiling, and like it hung down a little bit, and so we just play, and what it picked up. So these songs were rough. Some of them were not finished. They were just like rough ideas of songs that we would play, and as long as it got people interested, then we just went for it. 2 of these songs got flagged. Now, if you want to go hear the songs, they're very rough. You can go hear them. But anyways, off of that, I started associating with a group that was way bigger than us, and I helped them write a couple of their songs. And then the Distorted Reality ended up splitting up and moved on to a second project called Concrete Swan Dive. And Concrete Swan Dive did not get off the ground. It was all garage stuff. It was all just drums or just guitar or just lyrics, and we were still putting things together and figuring out where it goes. We had like one song that was off the ground. Everything else was a work in progress. I posted all of those too. So the Electric Effect album, not the Electric Effect, all the Distorted Reality stuff is up, and you can also, if you're done with the Distorted Reality stuff, you can go listen to Concrete Swan Dive. I believe the first album was going to be called Dive Right In. I went from that to do a little bit of music with friends here and there. During Concrete Swan Dive, I played a little bit of like rhythm guitar. I sang main vocals. I sang backup vocals. I've done bass, but I only learned like real simple slap bass. I've done drums. I had a bit of a music history here and there. I did play for a couple of bands. I did get into it. I did try the scene. I did play a couple of shows. And I did a couple of auditions and things like that. Nothing really ever came of it. But the music, for what I could find, that what was left anyway, that what was more 100% my stuff, that all got uploaded. And then, I guess if you want to hear it, you can hear it. This was just to answer a question, because I'd been asked what my music history was. And it's not like a floor you music history. It's not like you're going to go figure out that I was in like this big fucking band that could have made it. It was nothing like that. We were just having fun. But I do have a musical history, and the question came up, and music is fandom, so that's what happened. I don't have anything else. Yeah, I think that's it. Bye.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.